Sunday River is preparing to close for the season.
Hey, here we go!
But you would never know it with the lines at the lift.
We were expecting to close on the 22nd either way, but to do it with winter conditions instead of spring conditions is a pleasant surprise.
On Easter Sunday, the Newry Resort hosted more than just the annual Easter egg hunt. There were plenty of snow bunnies and a few other critters enjoying a late blast of winter weather that blanketed the mountain in a thick layer of snow.
The skiing is fantastic! It's awesome! Woo!
A week ago, it looked a lot different up here. It looked a lot more like spring, and now it looks completely like the middle of winter. The temperature here is about 40 at the base. We're in the low 30s at the summit, so the snow's been sticking around.
In fact, some young experts say it's the best they've seen all year.
The steep parts are probably the best parts. When you go down the mountain, it kind of feels like you're flying.
Skiers and snowboarders understand Mother Nature is prone to mood swings, so they'll enjoy this Easter surprise before she changes her mind.
You guys got to check your calendars once more. I don't think this is April at all. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff.
In Newry, Scott Sassone, News Center. The sun won't be up for a while, and the first school bell is still an hour and a half away. But already, Jack Kaplan's gym is jumping.
Let's go. Let's go.
Everybody has made a commitment. Everybody's devoted to this program, but he's the fire that runs it.
Last group. Ready? Up. Let's go.
Cap, as he's known to the kids, is part drill sergeant,
Okay, let's fly now. Get off the floor.
part master motivator, and full-time physical education teacher at Carabac High School.
Cap, he's just an amazing motivator. I mean, he can say anything to you and you're like, yeah, let's go.
These kids are buying what Kaplan and his fellow teachers are selling.
Why are we here? Power!
It's called willpower.
I think they're getting a feeling of pride, satisfaction. They like the way they feel, they like the way they look. They're part of something that's really tough to make it in.
The program is tough by design. 3 days a week, 65 students and teachers arrive at the high school at 5:45 a.m. sharp to take part in a punishing workout routine.
If you're not grunting, it doesn't count. I want to hear you.
Teacher Chris Poulin has been on board since willpower began 4 years ago.
It still surprises me, even today, to think that that kids would actually come in and put themselves through the abuse that we put them through in the morning. And then they choose to keep coming back more and more, and we keep growing numbers, more and more kids. So I'm absolutely amazed.
The program is designed to educate and encourage students to build a healthy lifestyle, not only for them, but for their friends as well.
I started talking to some people and they said it was a good thing and it was helping them out with their sports and stuff and got them faster and stronger, so I decided to try it.
Willpower isn't just about physical activity. Most mornings you'll find students catching up on homework with tutors.
Cap doesn't let us forget anyway. He tells us academics come first.
We sort of believe that the chain is only as strong as the weakest link, and if that's academics, then we need to address it.
Willpower students have a grade point average of 84.64, 5 points better than the students who do not participate in the program.
Well, it makes you feel better, and I don't know, you just keep your grades up, and it's not like, it's not that it makes you feel smarter, it's just that you want to be smarter.
Even though the Cobras have their share of championship banners, in most sports, Carabac is not considered an athletic powerhouse. But with more than a third of the school dedicating itself to this grueling regimen, the school's athletic image is changing.
We all want to get state championships, but if you're going to base your whole high school career or your whole season on a state championship, there's a lot of failures out there. So you need to be able to teach them something else.
It's a private concert unlike any other. For students at Thornton Academy in Saco, an intimate master class with the Borromeo String Quartet, well known and well respected in the world of classical music.
It was kind of intimidating, but I thought it was so much fun.
Students are soaking up every last detail, but they're not just watching and listening, they're sitting alongside the professionals, playing in concert with them, and taking frequent breaks for feedback from the masters.
If you've kind of agreed you want to enjoy the sound, you can let each other do that. You know, that's what we were doing, just playing now.
It really connected us with their playing instead of just watching and trying to imitate how they were playing.
These musicians are trying to reinvigorate the genre, speaking to teens in their own language about what music can mean.
It's not that it doesn't appeal to young people, it's just that they're not exposed to it. So, you know, when it is exposed to them, if it can be done in a way which shows them why it's so wonderful, why it's worth investigating, then you've really done something.
I like the connection between the past and how it's able to transcend into younger generations.
A nod to the past with a vision for the future for these students of string. Hundreds of kids riding the roller coasters, learning a thing or two about speed and velocity, centripetal force, even gravitational potential energy. What's all that? It's physics. And it's what students from all across Maine are here at Funtown in Saco to study.
Because in the classroom you don't really get the feel of it, and out here you kind of know what it's talking about.
You're about to go on the tilt-a-whirl.
Yes.
What law of physics does it work on this?
Centripetal and gravitational force.
The more force you put on one side, the faster you go.
If you've ever been on a roller coaster, you know your body gets tossed in all sorts of different directions. Well, here, students are learning exactly why and how that happens.
So as we've been riding the rides, I'll shout out, "Do you feel the acceleration?" And that's...
Do you get the answer?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah! It's all stuff they learn in the classroom, but there's a difference between watching an experiment and riding one.
We felt kinetic energy as we were going up the hill, and then we could feel the friction as we were just topping the hill. And then coming down, we really felt the kinetic energy.
Kinetic energy!
On any other day, an amusement park, but on this one, a giant lab full of budding scientists.
Well, that's going to be on our final exam, by the way.
It's nearly time for tip-off at the Mecca.
We're going to go in the next 2 minutes, something like that.
The players fine-tuning their jump shots as local radio crews gear up for another game.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Bangor Auditorium for the third session of the day.
This is game number 15 out of more than 45 that WZON will broadcast during the tourney.
When it's not any different than the players, you kind of get that adrenaline going. You come into the auditorium and you can't help but get going. You hear the bands going, you get the cheerleaders, the fans are all excited. It can't help but get you on the edge of your seat as you get ready to call a game.
And there are plenty of great moments to keep them on the edge of their seats.
And Martin throws from 3/4. Oh! Swish!
The crews rotate positions for each game.
Back down to the floor with Rob Poindexter.
And like the teams they cover, these broadcasters say they rely on good scouting well before game time.
Have 4 or 5 seniors, but I still consider us a young team.
You try to talk to the coaches to find out what's their style of play.
We can run, we can slow it down.
Who has a brother or a sister that used to play. So there's all that sort of thing that kind of goes on, as we say, in the back hallway.
What may surprise you is that the talk isn't always about basketball.
And welcome to WZON's continuing coverage of the 2008 high school basketball tournament.
Because whether the game is a blowout or a nail-biter, they have to keep talking.
You know, we're on the air, we're talking about, you know, the Mars Hill golf course, and we were talking about wind turbines. You kind of bring in different aspects of the communities, aside from the teams and the players and that sort of thing.
Lord skips it back near side to Riopel. Long three is good.
The announcers say they have to pace themselves just to get through it all.
Fires up a three and drains it.
But on the final day, they're reminded what makes tourney time so special.
For me, there's nothing better than at the end when they hand out the gold balls and you see kids down there who have been trying for 3-4 years to try to get to that level. And if you see a tear coming out of their eye or something, it doesn't get any better than that.